Just minutes ago, President Obama approved a disaster declaration for West Virginia. 9 counties are dealing with a chemical spill. It contaminated the water supply. Up to 300,000 people are being told not to touch the tap water.
A state of emergency has been declared in West Virginia in the USA after a chemical leak into a river.
A chemical spill in the Elk River may have contaminated the drinking water. A federal investigation has been launched into how this happened.
The leak happened just about a mile north of the state's largest water treatment plant. The material, a foaming agent used to clean coal, began leaking from a 48,000-gallon storage tank. The chemical could be harmful if ingested in large amounts and could potentially cause eye and skin irritation. Crowds filled stores in West Virginia Thursday night, stocking up on everything from water to ice. Demand for the items so high, shelves were wiped clean.
It's a zoo in here, isn't it?
It's a zoo.
If I can't take a shower, it's going to be ugly.
Local tap water, not safe for drinking, cooking, bathing, or even washing dishes. The question, when will this problem be fixed?
The Centers for Disease Control recommended yesterday that, quote, out of an abundance of caution, pregnant women shouldn't drink the water.
We hope that the company behind us, West Virginia American Water, can come up with a solution to this and come up with a solution soon.
To put it very bluntly, the chemical leak into the water system in Charleston was an embarrassment for the entire state that we will feel for years and years to come.
In short, it was a mess. It was a mess.
What the chemical spill taught us is that water is extremely valuable, and we just often take it for granted because we have so much of it.
The chemical spill in Charleston, but it was like opening up a Pandora's box of issues about water, not just in our state, but nationwide.
I think that city and state officials were more concerned in the immediate aftermath with tax revenues that were being lost as a result of the hotels being empty than almost anything else.
I think one of the most empowering aspects of sensors and this sort of DIY, Internet of Things environment is that it gives individuals who have not had power in a situation power to look at and investigate their community themselves.
That first news conference, the way it was organized, the way Gary Southern interacted with the media, that really set the tone for the way he was perceived by media and how he was perceived in the community, because people were watching that coverage live. It was unfiltered. I mean, it was the news conference. It was happening on the air for people to see, and online we were streaming it. So they saw a very unvarnished version of what was happening.
And for me, it was really an education in the entire ecosystem of looking at water. What are the political implications? What are the, there are so many different groups who concern themselves with water. They don't all agree on how you look at water quality.
But what we saw from that chemical spill is that when we don't have water, it creates a serious situation, and not one that's just, environmentalists care about it. Everybody cares about it. Citizens care about it. Businesses care about it. It's wildly important to us, and we see it when we realize it when it's gone.
To arm the people that really care with tools to be able to spot trends and understand the health of West Virginia's public water supply would be beneficial. It's a thing that for someone who has the gumption and the ability to muster themselves to care about this issue enough to take a look into it, it could be a good line of first defense.
If residents in these areas aren't aware of it, or if it doesn't become part of what they're conscious of, it has less value. And I can tell other scientists what I'm finding, but again, until the public becomes aware of what's around them, the science has less value.
I think people need to advocate for their community and for safety in their community, no matter what it is. But when it comes to something as essential as water, know what's going into the water. Know how your water is processed. Understand what potential hazards there are along the waterways which feed your particular system. There really wasn't a lot of information to be had in the beginning. There wasn't the research on crude MCHM. And we didn't know what the protocols and procedures were for shutting down a water plant of the size of West Virginia American Water's facility near Charleston along the Elk River. We just didn't know those things. And it took asking questions, investigative reporting, and a real sort of dogged determination to find those answers in order to get there. I think now, knowing what we know from that event, moving forward, we can apply a lot of those principles.